A red car pulls up across the street from a bank. Inside the car are three robbers, Buddy, Darling, and Griff, along with their getaway driver, Baby. The robbers enter the bank while Baby crams out to the song Bell Bottoms. After a while, the robbers return to the car, and Baby drives off with the music blasting in his ears. The cops pursue them throughout the city, but Baby can maneuver through blocks to evade the cops. He drives toward the highway and finds two other red cars passing. Once they get under the bridge, Baby quickly manages to switch its position to trick the cops and escape. They arrive at the parking garage where Baby and the robbers switch to another car and get away. Later, Baby goes to get some coffee for himself and the robbers. They are meeting their boss, Doc. Griff wonders why Baby is always listening to music. Doc reveals that he had an accident as a kid that left him with tinnitus, so he uses the music as a coping mechanism to drown out the humming. Griff tries to intimidate him, but Baby doesn't back away. The robbers part ways, and Buddy tells Baby he is a nice kid and suggests not to answer Doc if he calls him again. Doc tells Baby to ignore that. He then takes away Baby's share and leaves him with only 10 grand, as Baby needs to take to settle a debt between him and Doc. Doc then promises the next job will be the last for him, as their scores will be settled. Baby returns home to his foster father Joseph, who is deaf and paraplegic. Baby hides his money under a floorboard. Joseph communicates in sign language as he knows Baby is involved in some shady business. Baby records his meetings with Doc and makes them into music tapes. He keeps one special tape labeled Mom. Baby goes to a diner, where he meets a pretty young waitress, Deborah, singing a song. She goes over to take his order and notices his recorder. The two chat for a while, and when Deborah is leaving, Baby asks what song she is singing. He later finds the song and listens to it at home. Joseph figures out that Baby has met a girl. Doc brings Baby in for his last job. He introduces Baby to the new gang, Eddie No Nose, JD, and Bats. They are targeting an armored truck. While Doc explains the plan, Baby listens to music. Bats is angry that Baby isn't paying attention, but Baby can repeat the whole Doc's plan word for word. The gang gets to the armored truck. But JD messed up by bringing the wrong masks, as Doc specified Michael Myers' Halloween mask, but he gets Mike Myers' Austin Powers masks. The trio heads to rob the truck, while Baby stays in the car and enjoys the music. Bats end up killing the guard, and the three robbers frantically rush back to the car. Baby tries to get away but gets hit by the truck of a Marine. He shoots at them, forcing Baby to drive against a wall to get out. The Marine pursues after them on the highway and forces them to get stuck under a truck. Bats get a clear shot at the Marine, but Baby cuts in. Baby drives off the highway and loses the Marine when he crashes his truck. The gang then abandons their car and steals a car from a woman with a child. Baby gives the woman her child and drives off, and JD ends up dropping his shotgun in the chaos. The gang makes it to the parking garage and moves to separate cars. Bats asks Baby if he purposely made him miss the shot. Baby says no, but Bats knows he's lying. He holds a gun to Baby's face and threatens him for catching his feelings. Baby goes to Doc's hideout to get his cut of the money from the job. Only Bats and Eddie are there. Doc then keeps up his word and tells Baby that he is free now, as he cleared all his debt. But tells him to dispose of the car that has JD's corpse in it. Baby takes the car to the junkyard to destroy the evidence. Baby has a flashback about his childhood. He was very close with his mother, who was a singer. His father abused her, and they got into a fatal car accident while arguing. Baby returns to the diner to continue seeing Deborah. They chat about songs with their names, specifically how there are songs called Deborah and Deborah, while there are lots of songs about Baby. They start hanging out and listening to the music. He returns home and informs Joseph that he is done with that shady job. Joseph suggests he take the new job as a pizza delivery boy. Baby takes that job, and impresses his customers by getting fast using his driving skills. Baby starts seeing Deborah regularly, and one night he takes her to dinner at a fancy restaurant, where he is approached by Doc, who tells Baby that he is his lucky charm and can't let him go, and he can now earn a lot of money. When Baby refuses the job, Doc threatens him with potentially hurting Deborah. Baby reluctantly agrees. The following day, Doc brings Baby to the post office where he is planning the next heist. Doc tells him to go in and check on all camera positions, guards, and the weapons they hold. Doc sends his nephew Sam with Baby as a cover so he won't look suspicious. Sam looks out of the place and gives Baby all the information to repeat back to Doc. They interact with a friendly teller before returning to Doc's car so Baby can give details for Doc to plan out the heist. Baby calls Deborah with a plan to drive far away and not look back, to which she agrees. Baby then shows up at Doc's hideout to find Buddy, Darling, and Bats waiting for him, as Doc hired them for the robbery. Doc then orders them to acquire guns from an arms dealer called the Butcher. The crew arrives at a warehouse to meet the Butcher and his men. The Butcher shows the gang his wide range of guns, and even some hand grenades. Bats sees the letters APD on the side of the gun boxes, prompting him to realize the Butcher and his men are cops. Bats shoots the Butcher, forcing everyone into a shootout. The trio kills most of the Butcher's guys, and Darling gets shot in the arm in that process. Buddy and Darling scold Bats for creating the shootout, but he tells them that they were cops. One guy almost gets away, but the trio shoot him, and Bats throws a grenade into his car before they leave. On the ride back to Doc's, Bats orders Baby to stop at diner. Baby refuses as it's the place Deborah works, and he fears that Bats will hurt her, but Bats forces Baby to go there. Deborah sees them but notices that Baby looks worried. She takes their order without letting the others know that she knows Baby, and Baby also acts like he doesn't know her. Buddy and Darling continue to get on Bats for what he did. As they are about to leave, Bats asks Deborah if she knows Baby. She says no. Bats gets up and pulls out his gun, but Baby grabs his hand before he does anything stupid. The trio leaves, and Baby gives Deborah the check, her tip, and a note that says road trip 2 a.m. The crew returns to Doc. Bats tells him that the Butcher and his guys are cops, but Doc is already aware of that since they were on his payroll. Bats lies and says they shot first, which Buddy and Darling back up. When Doc refuses to go with the heist, but the trio wants to do it as per the plan. When Doc gives the final call to Baby, he reluctantly insists that the heist go as planned. Baby tries to sneak out at 2 a.m. to meet Deborah, but he is stopped by Buddy, and followed by Bats. They get suspicious, and Bats pulls out Baby's recorder. Baby explains that he records that stuff to make music out of it. They think it's the dumbest excuse and knock him out. Baby wakes up to find himself at Doc's table as Bats and Buddy have brought all of his tapes from his apartment. Bats is riding Joseph's wheelchair, though he insists he didn't hurt Joseph. Doc questions Baby about the tapes, but he proves they are just music tapes when he plays the one he recorded earlier. Meanwhile, Deborah is left waiting for Baby at the diner. The following morning, the crew heads to the post office to set the heist in action. Buddy and Darling are supposed to take the people hostage while Bats sneaks around the back. As Baby waits in the car, he sees the teller he met the previous day. She smiles and waves at him, but Baby shakes her head at her as a warning to leave. The teller returns moments later with a guard. He taps on Baby's window just as the robbers return. Bats kills the guard, and the cops are on their way. The robbers push Baby to drive as he is hesitant. Bats aims his shotgun in Baby's face, so Baby drives into a truck, and Bats is fatally impaled by a steel bar sticking out. Baby, Buddy, and Darling all run for it. The cops chase after Baby, and he tries to change his appearance, but they are still after him. He runs away and gets to the parking lot, where he steals a car and tries to escape, but accidentally runs into Buddy and Darling. The cops close in, so Darling steps out and starts shooting at the cops, resulting in a crossfire, killing her. Buddy becomes enraged and fires at the cops, and then tries to shoot Baby, claiming it's all his fault, but Baby manages to get away with some money they stole. He runs for a couple of blocks before stopping the car of an old lady. He takes her car and gives her purse back. He apologizes to her before leaving. Baby arrives at his apartment to find Joseph on the floor, but he is fine. Baby grabs whatever money he has and brings Joseph to a nursing home. He apologizes to Joseph for failing him when he said he wouldn't let anything happen to him. Baby runs as the police are still searching for him. Baby rushes to the diner to meet Deborah, only to find Buddy sitting at the counter, and waiting for him with his gun. He wants Baby to pay for getting Darling killed, so he decides to kill Deborah. But he stops when a cop car arrives. A cop enters the diner, but he only wants to use the restroom. Deborah's co-worker comes out to ask how everything is, and when Buddy is distracted, Baby shoots him in the chest and runs away with Deborah. They steal a car from two guys, and they head to Doc's. The cop then goes to check on Buddy, but Buddy shoots him dead. When Baby and Deborah meet with Doc, he is preparing to cut his losses with Baby, but Baby pleads for Doc's help and tries to give him the money from the heist. Doc relents and lets Baby take the money so that he and Deborah can get away. They head down the elevator and find some of the Butcher's guys with guns. Doc gets shot twice, but he manages to kill all three men. Buddy then arrives in a stolen cop car. He runs Doc over twice as he tries to go after Baby and Deborah. Baby tries shooting at Buddy, but fails. They quickly take out Doc's car to escape, but Buddy is after them. Baby decides to end that, so he uses Deborah as bait, and rams Buddy's car over the edge of the railing, sending it falling several floors down. However, Buddy gets out in time, and he shoots around Baby's ears to deafen him. He goes for Deborah, who has taken a crowbar and tries to get Buddy. Baby gathers himself and grabs his gun, shooting Buddy in the leg and causing him to fall over onto the burning car, which then explodes. In the morning, Deborah is driving Baby far away while listening to the tape of Baby's mom singing. They then see that the police have formed a blockade, knowing they've caught Baby. Deborah tries to get away, but Baby chooses to surrender. Baby goes on trial for his part in the heists. Testimonies are given from Deborah, Joseph, the post office teller, and the lady whose car Baby stole. All of them regard Baby as a good kid who made some bad choices and never meant to hurt anyone. The judge sentences Baby to 25 years in prison, with the possibility of parole in 5 years. During his jail term, Baby receives postcards from Deborah, who has found out that Baby's real name is Miles, and the cards are from places they plan to see when he gets out. 5 years later, Baby is out of prison, and Deborah arrives to pick him up, and he goes to her and kisses her. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this.